Grandma, tell us a story. Yeah, a scary one. I knew a girl once. Said she only played one machine. Just one. She won every time. But isn't gambling dangerous? It is. But what's more dangerous is the hope. And this is the story of that hope. Maya arrived in Goa on Thursday. Not for the beaches, not the music, not for the escape. Though people told themselves all kinds of things before breaking. She was 34, had not written a word in over a year. The literary magazine that once praised her now left her messages unread. Her apartment lease was ending. Her father had not spoken to her since she refused the family business. Her mother had stopped pretending to understand her long before that. After a decade of chasing meaning, she found herself on a rickety bus, watching coconut palms blur past the window. She rented a room near an old bakery. Peeling walls, the smell of yeast and ferment creeping into her temporary home. But she didn't mind. In fact, she liked smells that lingered. They were honest. For the first few days, she walked the coast, read old journals and novels, replied to no one. She watched stray dogs sleep in the shade and cats slip between bikes. She liked their independence. By the third evening, something started gnawing again. Not hunger, not even loneliness, just a question. Had she wasted all these years? It was past 9 at night when Maya left her room for some air. The streets of that part of the city weren't dead, but they weren't busy either. No honking, no madness, just slow scooters, scattered voices, and the ocean's hush somewhere in the background. Music from a bar skipped beats at a distance. She didn't know where she was going, only that her feet wanted something more than the bed again. Even with her mind clouded, her eyes understood it for what it was: an invitation, a summon by the bright door half tucked between two shops. Wooden, but painted over it an iridescent neon red and gold that shimmered. Above it, no signs, but yellow light poured through the cracks beneath. It pulsed like a calling. She stepped closer. The handle was cold, brassy. When she pushed it open, the city sound vanished. The inside was quiet, not the forced hush of a religious place, nor the dry silence of a library. It was quiet, like ears covered in furry muffs. Soft music floated between the hum of rolling wheels, slot machines blinking like stars in a dusty sky. The faint chatter of people didn't seem like a noise today. The place wasn't loud, but it wasn't empty either. A few men hunched over card tables, half drunk and half interested. A couple in the corner whispered between sips. The air buzzed with cheap music and the clink of coins dropping. Ceiling fans clicked rhythmically overhead. Maya pushed at the threshold, letting her eyes adjust. It smelled of stale alcohol, perfume, and long hours. Not fancy, not seedy either, just forgotten. Most of the slot machines flickered lazily, occupied or flashing idle demos, but one stood out at the far end of the flashy room. No one played it, no one even glanced at it, and yet it glowed brighter than the rest, like it remembered a time when it was adored. Gold filigree snaked up its sides. Deep red glass gleamed under warm light. Symbols danced faintly across its display, shifting like shadows behind stained glass. There was something regal about it, like it didn't belong there, but she felt drawn to it. That's when the women behind the bar caught her eye. Middle-aged, calm, hair in a braid, cleaning the same glass over and over, even though it was already clean. Maya approached slowly. The woman nodded, as if she had been expecting her. She didn't ask who Maya was or why she was there. She only said one thing. Some people believe in luck. Some people believe in fate. You look like someone who's run out of both. She slid something across the counter. A coin. Large, heavy, old. Not a rupee. Not a currency Maya recognized. Maya hesitated. The woman said nothing. So Maya picked up the coin and walked toward the machine. It hummed gently as she approached. No clicking sounds, no carnival music. Just soft buzz waiting for her. Her fingers brushed the slot. It was smooth, warmer than it should have been. She dropped the coin and pulled the lever. The reel spun, but instead of symbols, it showed nothing. Then a metallic chime, sharp, satisfying. A slip of paper emerged from the tray below. She picked it up. You were right. They did read your story. They just weren't brave enough to publish it. Maya froze. Her eyes darted around the room, but the woman at the counter had vanished. She stayed at the machine for a few more minutes. Nothing else happened. And so she left. That night she slept deeper than she had in months. The next evening she returned. Same street, same shining door, same yellow light in a dense night. The woman was back behind the bar. This time she didn't speak. She nodded once, almost apologetically. Maya didn't even wait for an invitation. She asked for a coin. The lady, without any hesitation, gave her a bag of coins. Maya approached the machine. It blinked as she neared. Then words appeared on the screen. Every time you pull the lever, you give us a part of your soul. Maya stared at the message, but after a few seconds, it faded. The slot reopened, but she didn't care. She dropped in another coin and pulled. Your father never forgave you. That's why he blamed you for the divorce. She exhaled slowly and she pulled again. You were not dramatic. Your mother just wanted to think you are. Again. Your best friend was glad to see you break down. Again. Each truth fed something hollow in her. Not relief, not even pain, just hunger. A hunger that blurred the edges of who she had once been. Over the next few days, Maya changed. Not outwardly. She still walked the streets, drank chai and watched the sea. But her voice, once sharp, had softened. Her eyes lingered longer on strangers. She began to forget what day it was. The paper slip, on the other hand, kept coming with every pull at the machine. One told her that her ex is still searching for her name online. Another said that her editor had regretted the rejection. Another confessed that a stranger on the bus once prayed for her silently. Each message was a thread tied to her memories, her wounds, her hopes. And with each pull, her hands felt lighter, her reflection blurrier, like parts of her were being rewritten. Until one night, the machine abruptly stopped. She inserted a coin, but the lever didn't move. The screen lit up with a single sentence. You're running out of soul, honey. Maya stared at it, confused, tired. She reached for the lever again and pulled. That's when she noticed her hand. Her fingers were there, but numb, flickering, fading. She tried to speak, but her voice rasped, thinner than before, like air trying to remember what sound felt like. The woman behind the bar finally spoke again. It takes what it gives. Memories, voice, weight, piece by piece, until nothing's left but want. Just then, the lever pulled by itself and another paper slipped out. You never lost your talent. You just buried it under everyone else's noise. She smiled and pulled it again. You had one good year left. It's gone now. By the sixth night, Maya's hair had lost its shine. She looked paper thin, almost translucent. She didn't read the slips anymore, didn't smile at their truths. She only sat, still, obedient. The machine hummed, and she listened like it was breathing for her. Her hands moved on their own now, trembling slightly as they pulled the lever again and again and again. She didn't flinch when the slips appeared. She didn't notice the way her fingers flickered. Didn't speak. Her voice had thinned into silence days ago. Only one thing remained: the wanting to know, wanting more, even when there was nothing left of her to want with. She wasn't Maya anymore, but just a shape that the machine had not finished swallowing. One morning, the bakery owner noticed that Maya had not come home in days. The main door was open, her bed unused. The notebook on her desk was blank. But something was strange. The air smelled faintly of metal and old, like old coins. They say there is a place, no address, no name, just a door that shines too brightly at night, and inside it, a machine that gives you the truth, but only if you're willing to lose something in return.
That was scary. Where do you get these stories from, Grandma? Oh, I have my ways. Dead people talk a lot, if you know how to listen. Sometimes I listen at their grave. Shh! They are still listening.